Something that we've recently kind of discovered is an issue that you may run into if you're a full-time traveler like us. And that is your passport getting full. We are down to only like 5 or 6 pages left in our passport. And when you travel full-time internationally, you can't be without your passport. And in the United States, to go through the normal process of getting a new passport, you have to send your passport into the passport office. They keep it for several weeks and then send it back. That is not an option for us. And there are a few reasons. One, we're in a foreign country, we need our passport. 2, we may be crossing borders during that time, so we need our passport. And we have active visas in our current passport that we need. So what that means is we meet all of the criteria to request, it's not guaranteed, but to request to have a second passport. So when we were home visiting our family, that is something we did. And it's a complicated process, there's steps involved, but we went through those steps. And then we got word that it was approved. We were already back in Cape Town. So we called on trusty sister-in-law Molly to get them UPS'd, or actually DHL'd to us. It was very expensive, cost us about $200, but we just got notification from the DHL tracking that they have been delivered to the DHL office right across the street from our apartment here in Cape Town. So this is very, very good news. The alternative would have been having to deal with this at an embassy here and staying put the whole time the approval process was going on. Whew. So, second passport, a brand new book to fill up, guys. All right. Here they are. Now we had heard they're a little new, they're a little more firm. Interesting.
They smell new?
I don't know, I'll smell this one. They do smell new. Look at all these empty pages. Woohoo! We got a lot of traveling to do. So where are we gonna go to fill these 2 things up?
So this is, what is
Maize
this?
meal.
Maize meal.
So that's what they eat in a lot of African countries. You'll see versions of this. Sometimes they make it quite stiff so they can...
Is that made from cassava then?
No, maize, mini meal.
So
Corn.
it's made from
Corn, yeah, corn, yeah.
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I apologize.
Yeah,
No,
But it's very high in nutritional values. In Africa, they eat this a lot with a sauce similar to this. They put spinach in as well. It's called moringa in Zimbabwe and in Mozambique. You'll see people eating it with their hands.
okay.
Like a meat broth stew.
With all sincerity, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
We
This is amazing.
we sell them because, as I said to you, the AIRBNB has changed so much. It's so nice to actually have guests that we like.
I don't know what strange combination of characteristics we have. Salad, that's amazing.
Malva pudding.
M-A-L-V-A.
Malva pudding.
Pistachio ice cream, and then there's some chocolate truffles.
Cholesterol friendly.
Yeah, and these are cholesterol friendly
Nice,
brownies. So
nice.
these are just with pear.
Oh, these are the ones you were telling us about
so
yesterday.
you must try
I will
these
try them, yes.
Because I mean, but you must try everything.
I will try everything.
Help yourself.
This seed must fall down into the ground below, trusting to find the light. It comes alive
think we're back home. Nanner. Hi, Pumpkin. I got your fort built, buddy. You okay? I know, it's a big adjustment. I know. Got your windows open, your fort made. Curt went to get your food. Got your litter box. We're moved back in, buddy. Hi, pretty girl. We're home. Does it still smell like home?
It is a bittersweet moment here in the apartment in Cape Town. And it's a bittersweet moment because we are moving out. Today we are leaving. The kitties are loaded. I gotta tell you, they loved the outside, the back door. We spent so much time out here. But we are excited to get back on the road. The place is a mess. I really should have showed you this. I think our apartment before we destroyed it. But the girl who's doing the cleaning is here. You want to wave?
Hi.
And the beds are getting stripped. The place is getting put back together. So everything will be okay. It's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, full kitchen, air fryer, which we have absolutely loved, small refrigerator, microwave, plenty of storage for all our stuff while we went home, a little shower, washing machine dryer combo, little toilet and sink there. So this place was small, but it was cozy and it was nice just to live for a while. So we're gonna go take the last stuff to the van. And guys, we're gonna get on the road.
All right, the Milner in Sea Point. Perfect location if you're coming to Cape Town. Felt a lot like home, and I'm a little bit sad to be leaving it.
Thanks, Andreas.
Andreas, the best Airbnb host we've ever had. Nobody will ever be able to top him. We'll put a link to his profile on Airbnb. He's got several here in town in case you're planning a trip to Cape Town. Andreas, you're awesome. Thank you for the hospitality. And thank you, Cape Town.
Good morning, everyone. We are back in the van and I am rusty. But yesterday on the way over here, we stopped in, we got a few groceries, we did all our chores for the van. We do need to get fuel today, but we met up with another long lost cousin. Now I met his brother back in the US. They happened to be here in South Africa. How cool is that?
It's a small world, isn't it?
And we had an amazing visit. It was really nice to see Brian and his wife, and we just chatted and caught up, and it was a really good time.
Well, and I want to add something. They haven't seen each other, they think, in 35 or 40 years. They can't even remember. We were
little kids.
Little tiny kids the last time they saw each other. But when they sat down at the table, you can tell their family. Yeah, you could tell right away, and it was a comfortable visit immediately. It never felt like they were strangers, and it was really, really nice. So thank you guys for taking the time out of your convention thing you have going on here in Cape Town to spend the afternoon with us.
Love you guys. And today we have some big adventures. So we are off. We've got about a 2-hour drive. We're headed down the coast. And this is supposed to be, they call it the Garden Coast.
Supposed to be beautiful.
Supposed to be stunning mountain views along the coast. And we do have a little treat along the way that we're going to stop at before we stay tonight. So a short drive, hopefully some stunning drives and some really interesting stuff to show you guys and share with you.
Let's get on the road. We're back in the van.
Let's go.
Have you ever felt the hair on your arm stand up just cause she says what's up? Have you ever felt the world is yours to take? like the world is an open road. Your life a great story yet untold, like the future is nothing but what you make. Well, I do, yes I do. You make me feel weightless, weightless, like a satellite floating in outer space. The laws of gravity's been erased, and I'm weightless.
We have made our way down to what is designated on the maps as the whale watching route. And as we look off in the distance, we just went through a small city named Gordon's Bay. And in a couple of videos ago, we told you about a big bay called False Bay when we went to see the penguins. Well, that's False Bay right over here next to us. And off in the distance, it's a long ways away, so it's a little hazy over there, is where we went to the Cape of Good Hope. So just kind of to give you guys a reference, I'll show you here on our map too. Right there. So we're the little blue dot. And we were way over here by that little green pine tree the other day. But it's really kind of cool to look out over this big bay and see it in the distance. And we can tell that this can be a whale hotspot because they have a lot of pull-offs for cars to park and watch for the whales. But it's a little windy through here and the ocean's a little choppy out there. So we're going to get a little farther down the road and see if the conditions change. But we are excited to look for some whales. And maybe another little surprise creature. Right, Curt?
Yeah, and we are hunched up against the mountains and the Atlantic Ocean, and just some stunning views, guys. Stunning views.
It's a beautiful drive, whether you see whales or not. G is very excited about it, because you can hear him in the background. Oh, look at the pretty rocks down there. The ocean seems a little angry today, Curt.
I think we got a big bridge coming. Oh, look at that.
Oh, how pretty. Our first stop along the whale watching route is a stunning coastal town called Bettys Bay. Now we've pulled over at Stony Point, and while it's not an actual whale watching spot, it's definitely a must-see for another incredible wildlife encounter. This place is home to another African penguin colony, similar to the one we showed you a few videos ago at Boulders Beach. But this one's a bit more off the beaten path, so not quite as many tourists should be here. Sounds like our kind of place. Now it's crazy to think that just a few decades ago, this place was a whaling station. A sad fact if you love whales as much as we do, but it is part of the history here. A company called Southern Cross Whaling began operating here in 1913, processing up to 300 whales in a single season at one point. The whaling station was in operation for nearly 2 decades, finally closing down in 1930 due to the decline in the demand for whale oil. Now all that remains are a few foundations in this loading area, and it has been turned into a protected haven for these little tuxedoed birds. When you get up close, you can see all their unique personalities. They waddle around, squawk at each other, and huddle together. It's truly an amazing sight. Now, while most people know them for their distinctive black and white feathers, there are some things you might not know. For instance, Did you know that when they're born, their faces are a fuzzy gray? They don't get that classic black and white face we all recognize until they become adults. Now they have these little pink patches above their eyes too. And what we found out is that those act like a cooling system. When they get too hot, blood rushes to those patches, helping them to regulate their body temperature. They're also incredibly fast swimmers, zipping through the water at speeds up to 12 miles per hour. Watching them dive in and out of the waves is something you could do all day. And we've just been taking it all in, mesmerized by these little guys, and it is a real privilege just to be able to witness them in their natural habitat.
This place is super cool. And although the penguins are the main attraction, there are some other birds trying to steal the show. And no, it isn't the Egyptian goose with its distinctive eye patch and brown and gray plumage, which is quite prevalent here. No, this is the famous nesting ground for 4 species of cormorants. Here you can spot the crowned cormorant, which is small, dark body, and has a little crest on its head. This species is endemic to southern Africa, and while its population is considered stable, it is listed as near threatened due to its small range and vulnerability to human disturbances and oil spills. Then there's the sleek Cape cormorant, all black with a greenish sheen and a bright orange gular patch. This cormorant is also endemic to southern Africa and is listed as endangered. Its population has experienced a rapid decline in recent decades, primarily due to a lack of food caused by overfishing and competition with fisheries. And also, we're looking for the white-breasted cormorant, easily identified by its prominent white chest and belly contrasting with its dark black. This is the most widespread of the 4 cormorants and is not considered globally threatened. And finally, the bank cormorant is a stocky, all-dark bird with a heavy bill. Often seen perched on the rocks near the water, this species is endemic to the western coast of southern Africa and is also listed as endangered. Its population has declined sharply, largely due to competition for food and habitat loss. For me, this is an awesome place. There are so many birds flying around all over, and we're especially lucky because you can look out here and see all the mama cormorants over the nest with their babies, feeding them. Now, it looks like a gang fight trying to compete for the food here, and it's just fascinating to watch all this sea life, all this bird life, the waves crashing, the breeze blowing right here on this very special place.
Now we thought Stony Point was all about the penguins, but boy were we wrong. Yes, the penguins are the undeniable stars of the show, but Curt already told you a little bit about some of the other cool birds that hang out here, and only here, only in this part of the world. But as we're getting ready to leave, we spotted the cutest, fuzziest little critters scurrying along these rocks. These guys are called rock hyraxes, but they're more commonly known as dassies. They might look like a giant guinea pig or a chubby hamster, but they're actually a lot more unique than you might think. Believe it or not, they are the closest living relatives to the elephant. I know, it's wild, right? It's hard to believe when you look at how small and fuzzy they are. They live in colonies right here on the rocks, using the crevices and caves as their homes. They're herbivores, and we had fun watching them munch on the green vegetation that grows between the rocks. They have these special little pads on their feet that are almost like suction cups, giving them incredible grip to scamper up even the steepest cliffs. They're also super social animals, and you can often see that they like to have a buddy with them, and they usually huddle up in groups together to play along the rocks and bask in the sun. They are a really important part and a very cute part of the ecosystem here, and it has been fun watching them. But now we're headed back to the van to drive a few miles down the road to where we hope we're going to be camping for tonight. And I got to tell you guys, it sure feels good to be back in our little tiny house on wheels. Well, we've already told you all the super cool stuff about the little penguin stop there on Bettys Bay. And what we have done after leaving there is we just drove about 5 minutes down the road to a little public beach parking area. And that is going to be our camp for the night. So we're going to relax this afternoon here. Kurt's about to make us some lunch. We're in a little protected area by some dunes that have a lot of cool looking vegetation on them. So it got us out of the wind a little bit. I'm sure y'all noticed how windy it was when we were out there on those boardwalks. But we are now in a little protected zone. But it looks like there's a trail and we can walk out and even see the beach from right here. So this is home for the night. Now we got to see what Kurt's going to whip us up for lunch.
You know I want you close, maybe hold your hand a little while. Somehow I know you're gonna be the girl that I'll end up calling my own.
Like that grass, buddy?
Right around in
Is
style,
that nice?
sleeves rolled up, glasses on.
It is?
Then you make that smile and my heart starts racing when I'm with you. When I'm with you. Can't get enough of this. Being with you is like never-ending sunshine. Feels like everything stops for a while when we look into each other's eyes. How could I ever let you go now when you're looking like that? Can't get enough of this. Being with you is a never-ending sunshine.
That sun feels good, huh? That's some good sun, isn't it, buddy? Oh, that feels so good. I like that sun, Curt. What you doing, boy? Good morning, everyone. The sun just came up here at the beach, and it is shining in my eyes. I'll give you a little look at it. But what a beautiful wild camp spot. Last night, our second night back in the van, and we're still getting our van legs back. And well, we had a bit of a problem. Our water pump, I just changed all the filters out, did all that work, and our water pump stopped working. So I don't know if it's electrical. These little SureFlow pumps have a little pressure valve in them that can get stuck. I don't know, I'm hoping that's not it, but either way, I gotta crawl into the van, drop the under chassis protection, get up there, pull the pump, check the power, go through all that. So more work to do on the van. Our back tank is empty, so we need to go fill that. We need to go have some breakfast. We got a big day planned, so we're excited about that. But nice little camp spot. They have bathrooms right here. The beach entrance is right here down to the dunes, the big ocean. I think I've already showed you that. Beautiful neighborhood with lovely houses with great views as well. The mountains in the backdrop. There's tons of birds around, so the kitties have been loving that. And yeah, it's starting to warm up a little bit. You know, it's winter here, and it's probably about 65 degrees already this morning with the sun just coming up. So we're gonna head down the coast. Lots more beautiful views to be had, and we're also rolling into the place that has the highest concentration of whales here in South Africa, which is absolutely epic. So if we don't get to them in this episode, spoiler alert, we'll be on them soon.
If you go, there's a beautiful drive that you can take. Okay, you don't necessarily need to keep on top. It doesn't really matter. You go Bot River, and then you go through to Caledon, you'll see all the canola fields along here. That's
What
the
are canola- oh, that's the flowers,
yellow,
they're there.
That's the yellow flowers.
Okay,
that
so
you'll
we're
see.
planning on going to Hermanus. We have some friends we met in Angola.
Okay.
So from there, would we come back here and come up this way, or do we need to come all the way back and go up here?
No. If you're going to Hermanus, then go along to Stanford.
Okay.
Okay. You've got a beautiful mountain ridge along here. Then from Stanford you can go up this through the up at this bird pass.
We just had a tasty breakfast. Normally we eat in the van, but with the water issues, we decided to go out, and we were having some coffee, and Dave came up and introduced himself, and what an incredible treat. He had some maps. He shared some locations with us along this route, stunning routes. He's been traveling for several years, over 10 years through here. Well, guess what, guys? Our plans are already changing, as always. But man, what a way to start the day with Dave. Just an incredibly kind guy and so knowledgeable about this area in South Africa. And I'll tell you what, he's got us pumped up for what's ahead. But this is where we're going to wind the video down, so you'll have to wait till the next episode to see what these incredible changes are. See you on the next one, guys. Cheers.
If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you guys know when we put out new videos. And don't forget, you can always follow us over on Instagram to see what's going on in between videos. Cheers, guys!